Hello, and welcome to Needing a Meeting. My name is Carol. I will be your host today. Hope everybody's doing well. Hello, Henny. Hello, Ben. Hi, Plant Freak. Yay, good to see you guys. How's everybody doing today? My Atlanta. Oh, here is the link. Anybody who wants to jump in. Gotta have fuel. You gotta eat. You don't eat, you're gonna die, and that's a fact. Ross Perot. Hi, Rose K. Good to see you. How is everybody? Oh yeah, don't come to a meeting on an empty stomach, Stasia. I guess you learned that lesson yesterday. Ouch. Yeah, especially if you plan on staying for the whole thing. Sue, y'all gonna make me be a talking head today? No, you're not. Yay. Hey, Ben.
Hey, how goes?
Good. How are you doing?
I don't know yet. I'm still waiting to find out. So, have you been behaving?
No. Why would I
Oh,
do that? That's for sissies.
I'm glad. I'm glad to see that. That's about the kind of answer I thought I'd get. But and you wonder where the goats get it from. So well, now we know.
Now we know. So
Yes.
I would like to learn more about your neuroscience stuff, if you don't mind sharing, that you're getting into next week.
Oh! Had a little bit of it today.
Okay.
It's a lot of it is. I should have known. um, but
Yeah. Looks
a
it
lot of
does look your tie, you do look nice in your tie.
but oh my gosh, I've been sitting on the computer. Um, a lot of it is influence. Although I'm not really interested in trying to influence other people, more as I am into trying to figure out how I'm influenced, that
Okay.
kind of thing. Um,
Interesting.
yeah, a lot of it is how to do that. Um, Body language is a lot of it. Um, People's motivations, profiling is a little bit of it. Again, I'm not into it for any criminal, you know,
Yeah. Right
criminal
on.
research or anything. But
Right.
yeah, it's more or less just trying to figure out how screwed up I am. But no, there is things that you see in it. It's been so long. It hasn't been that long, really. It's only been a couple years. No, it's been a year. And it's just amazing the stuff I've forgotten because I didn't use it. It's so
Okay.
foreign.
Yeah.
It's so foreign to me. I just don't retain it. I have to
Right.
keep practicing it. Um,
Okay.
but yeah, there was a lot of stuff that you could see how if you use Google or most of your search engines, when your start page come up of your browser, some of them do it, not all of them. A lot of times you're given on some browsers, you're given stories, and you can tell when AI started doing that because
Really?
it would give you things that there'll be stories. The order in which it gives you stories in a lot of times will be stories to cause an emotional reaction.
Okay.
Then, you want to be part of the group. And then the group thinks you should do this. And it's designed, they're paced in such a way. It appears to be this way.
Okay.
But yeah, it appears to be in a way to influence people. But and we know that's what they are because that's what they admitted to doing. That
Okay.
they're
Okay.
using the fate model to influence people, and the fate would be oh gosh, um,
Is that an acronym?
yeah, it's an acronym for tribe, emotion, focus, authority, tribe, and emotion. And those are the four things that we key into. If you level up something, like if you level up a novelty, or um, if you level up certain things, you can influence people better. You see this used a lot on stage. People will dress in suits, and there's a reason they don't just come out in normal shirt and tie. They come out dressed in suits because they're trying to give you the impression of authority. And that's why things like the Milgram experiment, that's the one where people sat down and they shocked other people. The reason why that worked is because they had an authority figure, a perceived authority figure, egging them on. But yeah, it's kind of fascinating how much of it's useful.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Well, I guess time will tell, won't it?
Morning, Tammy. Morning.
Hey, Tammy.
Hi,
How are you?
I'm good. How are
Good.
you? Today's a good day.
I'm so happy to hear that. More good news?
No.
Oh,
Well, yes and no.
okay.
Yes and no.
Okay.
I am working with somebody. I don't want to say names or anything.
Okay. That's fine.
I'm gonna be hoping to try to get down that way at some point and
Okay.
do my own stuff.
Reconnaissance.
Yes. Yeah.
Okay.
Exactly. I mean, I just told somebody, I'm like, I'll sleep on the streets. I'm a mama.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So I'll do what I have to do.
Okay. Okay. Have you has anybody given him any clues, or have you?
What do you mean?
As far as cluing him in that you're headed that way?
No.
Okay.
No.
Okay. You think he'd run?
Oh yeah.
Oh.
Put it in 350. Sorry guys, I got to mute.
Hey, Christy.
Hey,
How are you?
you look handsome. I always liked a man in a tie. Like that ZZ Top song, girls like a sharp dressed man. Love it. Love it. Love it. And I have a really embarrassing thing to share. So I don't know. I sent Tommy a message just because I wanted to catch up and say hi. I had
Okay, I'm back.
no idea he was live. As a YouTuber, you would think he would check that. So I sent him a couple voice clips because I'm me. And he sends me back a voice clip and he's like, hey, I'm live. If this is an emergency, I'll shut it down. And I'm like, oh my God. I was like, don't respond. Because, the one thing I didn't want to do is be like, gotta go.
He will.
Yeah.
No, he will. And I was like,
Yeah.
mental note to self, make sure anybody that's on YouTube that I chat with is not live before I send them something.
Okay.
It was totally nothing. But anyway, I didn't mean to interrupt, Tammy. I was
You're
just
fine.
kind of filling that space while you were doing your thing. So continue on about your son.
Yeah. Well.
I'm trying to get my computer pulled up. I didn't have my chat yesterday.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I'm a mess over here. I tell you what.
I can barely hear you.
Okay, so I'm in my room now.
Okay.
My husband just got home and stuff like that. So
Okay. Okay.
yeah. And I don't know. He kind of really doesn't like the idea
Right.
of
I wouldn't
knowing
expect him to. Yeah.
that I'll be down there.
Mm-hmm.
But like I said to him, I know somebody down there.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm not gonna be, just out there.
Now
I mean,
you're
I'm not.
going to Tennessee, is that
I'm
right?
going to Nashville.
And you do know somebody down there? Like you've
Yes.
got a place to stay that's safe?
Oh, I've already told them if I can't get into a place and I can contact my son, I'm going to be on the street with my son.
Okay.
Okay.
Have you been to Nashville before?
Yeah.
You
Okay.
have?
Okay. So you know what that looks like.
Oh, yeah.
Okay. As long as you're going to be safe, because
Yeah.
I don't, I mean, I live far enough from Nashville, but I've been there several times and I've seen that. And I know that it's not always, I
No.
want you to be safe.
Yes, I know. I know.
Okay.
Mm.
Well, I'm glad
I
you found
know if I have
Okay.
to.
Okay. Okay.
It's only if I have to.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, right now at this point, I'm looking at getting like a B&B
Yeah.
Okay.
or something like that, or a
Yeah.
budget hotel, like
Mm-hmm.
maybe possibly an extended stay.
How long are you planning on being down there?
Yeah.
Hopefully, I can convince him to go into medical detox
Okay.
Good.
face to face.
Are
And if I cannot, then I have found out that I can do like I don't know, it's different up here in New York, I guess, than it is down there. Like 50, no, not a 503. That's a business thing.
5150.
Something, yes. Because he is a danger to himself.
Okay.
Have you thought it through if this maybe doesn't go the way that you thought, if he refuses to go and you can't do something like that? Like, are you prepared for that?
Yes.
Have you thought about
Okay.
those options? Okay.
Yep.
Okay.
Well, it
All
sounds
right.
like you thought it through. I just wanted to say, I think somebody said Marky was here. Hi, Marky. Welcome back. Glad you're here today.
You guys
Yeah.
are looking at me like I'm crazy.
Well, no, just worried for you.
Concerned. I think
Yeah.
concerned, that's a situation where it could it it could be really good, and we all hope that for you.
Right.
But in that particular situation, like there's just been a lot of, because like I said, I only live about 3.5 hours away from Nashville. So there's been a lot of stuff going on down there lately that's
Mm-hmm.
not been good. And for me, it's just concern that you would be okay. And
Right.
dealing with someone that's in that mindset, I would hate for you to have your hopes way up here and then get there and have it maybe not be healthy or safe for you would be
Right.
my concern.
And
And
I
I think we all
appreciate.
support you in you know a lot of us are moms and dads, and we totally understand. And I think it's more concern for you as our friend that you're safe
Yeah.
and everything is good. And yeah,
Has somebody
there's
got YouTube playing? Has somebody got the YouTube program playing on their
Not
computer?
me.
Okay.
No, but I tried to switch something, so I might have to jump out and come back.
Okay.
Uh-oh.
No, I appreciate all of you
Yeah.
guys for
Yeah.
being concerned.
Yeah. I mean, I don't think we'd be. I don't
I
know.
told my husband my idea, and he looked at me and he said, absolutely not. So, yeah.
Yeah. So does he get an input there and you say there?
Yes.
Okay.
I mean, he's like, we have things we can sell, whatever we need to do. We can cut out the DoorDash, stuff like that for a few months.
Yeah. Right on.
It was me. I'm sorry. It's
That's
new
okay.
phone trying to
So,
figure it all out.
Okay. Oh yeah,
but
that's right. You
yes,
got a new phone.
I have been getting some help. I also know that somebody maybe else going down there. So, so
Okay.
they are willing to help.
Okay.
When you say down there, where was that again?
Nashville.
Oh, Nashville. Okay.
Yep, Nashville.
Okay.
Now, the last time I knew my son was down in, which Christy probably knows. The one time he was down there before he had moved to Kentucky, gone up, and now he's back down in Tennessee, which he can't go many other places.
Okay. So he's running out of places to hide out.
Oh yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Nashville, I think, is one of the only ones that he's not wanted in.
Oh, okay. Okay.
Is he wanted in Kentucky? Didn't you say he was in Bowling Green?
He was.
Yeah.
And he's out of there now. So now he's back in Nashville.
So how does he get around? Didn't you say he train hopped? Is there a train that goes from Bowling Green to Nashville?
Yes.
Okay.
Tammy, Debbie Doodles has a question. Can you check into low income housing before you go?
Yeah.
I could. I could. But if it comes down, right down to it, they also have shelters.
That's true.
But that is only for long term. I mean, if I am able to get him into somewhere, I have family kind of outside of the area.
Okay.
Where it's only probably like 3 to 4 hours
Okay.
drive into Nashville and stuff.
Yeah. Okay. Tara Smiling wants to know, I beg your pardon if you've already answered this, but does your son want help, Tammy?
The last time we talked to him, what he had said right now is he is afraid for the medications.
Afraid of them or afraid for what he's taking?
No, being on the benzodiazepine.
Okay. He doesn't like the benzos. Okay.
He was
Is Suboxone a benzo?
They won't give that to him.
Oh, they won't?
No, my son is a horrible drinker.
Okay. But so he's not wanting to quit, or is he? Is he wanting to?
He's tried.
Yeah.
But he gets very sick.
Yeah. Has he ever gone through medical detox?
Only when he has been in the hospital.
Okay. So he's probably going to have to go through some kind of medical intervention.
Yes. The other person that is helping said yes, definitely. And I'm hoping that somebody had done a message for him, and I'm hoping he got that and he listened to it.
Right on. So Tara Smiling says, yes, I think shelters are better than the street. I lived in them for 2 years. It's challenging, but doable, much safer than the street. Living there can also expedite housing. That's a thought. That's a thought.
It is.
Options for opioids. Okay, gotcha. There's a ONE that starts with an N. That's for the alcohol. I forgot.
But at
That's
the
what
same time, I have older kids here and a husband.
Yeah.
So I'm not going to stay down there
Okay.
forever, ever.
Yeah.
I just can't. We have animals here. Spring is coming. Summertime will be here. I'm going to have, lessons that I'm redoing again with the horses, stuff like that. I have other commitments.
Yeah.
And if I find him and he says, I'm not, and he walks away, then that's what it's going to be.
Okay.
But I have to try face to face.
Okay. Yeah. Well, you know him and you know you better than anybody. So yeah.
Yep. Yeah,
Hey, Pup Groomer.
I'm waiting for a video. I guess his ex has a video of his son, 7 years old, at night when he went to bed praying for his daddy to get better. So I'm waiting for that video and I'm going to show it to him.
Okay.
And maybe,
Yeah. Okay.
because I don't want to shame him. Because shaming doesn't
That's not
do
going to
anything.
ever do any good anyway.
Exactly.
It just drives them deeper in.
I sent him a message saying, I have learned so much from, and I had told him, the lifeboat, check it out.
Yeah.
And I said, you have a disease. And you cannot do this on your own.
Yeah.
So we'll
No, he
see
can't.
where.
None of us can. None of us can.
No.
Let's see. Family like I did might say, well, there are shelters. Why can't you get help? Okay, so Awakens is saying, to a point, I agree with Tara Smiling, but also it depends on the shelter. There are lots of people who are defeated by that kind of statement. Sadly, if someone says the shelter hurt them, like Chris. Okay. Family like I did might say, well, there are, why can't you get help? Just for clarity, I'm not saying that I recommend shelters, but I believe they are better and more safe than the street. Yeah. I've been at good shelters and horrible ones, she said.
I'll be right back. I gotta take this.
Okay.
Panics that I'm in a bad way.
But that is the last resort.
Yeah.
Now, I'm just curious because of my own personal current shelter experience. And again, I'm not in the States, so I don't know how it works. But for me to be able to get into addictions, mental health, housing, all of that, it expedites everything. It makes me a priority.
Yes.
So I'm wondering if even just contacting them, because I had about a year's worth of contact with conjugally violent, like a conjugal violence shelter prior to this. And it expedited my mental health services. And if I would have asked for addiction services, it would have done the same thing.
See, now, the shelter would only be if I cannot find a place to stay down there.
But I'm wondering for your son specifically. Like, I understand for you finding a place to stay there, but can we convince, or not we, but can you, maybe the royal we, can you convince him that maybe that's the better option to expedite the services and get him the help now? If that is even a possibility in Nashville. I don't know.
I don't know.
Okay.
Okay.
But I had said in the beginning, I am working with somebody that may know that.
Okay.
Yeah. Maybe some questions to ask. I'm not trying to say this is what you should do.
Mm-hmm.
I know in my own personal experience, it's what helped my situation a bit.
Mm-hmm.
So,
Basically, it's one of those throw a dart right now
okay.
and see where it lands.
Yep. I can understand that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
How are you doing, Karen?
Oh, I'm doing good.
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 Today was the appointment, right?
Yeah, it
Yes.
was. It was. I don't need brain surgery.
Yay!
Really? Oh,
Amazing.
good. But what are they
Yeah,
gonna do about that arachnid?
nothing.
Why? It's causing you
Uh,
trouble.
okay. The reason that they're not going to do anything is because I was born with it.
Okay.
So apparently I'm 54,
Mhm.
so they can't do a thing with it. Because they can't do anything with it, um, is because my body is used to it.
Uh,
So
Okay.
That
if
explains
they
Rick
remove it,
and everyone.
it can cause bleeding brain. Uh it can cause spinal fluid leakage. It can cause it can cause infection, it can cause seizures. It can
Okay.
cause more trouble than what it's worth right now.
Okay.
So for me to have it removed, um it's pointless.
Huh.
Like the doctor actually the doctor said to me, he goes, imagine taking out part of your body that doesn't need to be removed. That's been there for so long that your body's used to it being there.
Mhm.
And then if we remove it, your body's so used to it being there that it will literally basically in a way spaz out.
It'll do
Okay.
more harm.
It's
yeah.
gonna
Okay.
really it would be detrimental to my life.
Yes.
For
Okay.
like basically what it would do, it would be so incredibly harmful I could die.
Oh,
Hi,
well, we don't want
Kristen.
that. We definitely don't want that.
Right. So the way I have to look at it is that the neurosurgeon is going to be working with the neurologist who I see next Friday. And he's going to be putting me they're going to be working together to come up with a plan. He's going to work with the neurologist who is one of the best.
Okay.
Um to come up with an idea of what we need to do with other medication, maybe more testing. Um,
So do they think they have a medication that can make it at least not get bigger or?
I no, because it hasn't grown since 2017.
Okay.
Okay.
So with that respect, they literally the doctors were just like, okay, well, it's not moving, it's not growing, it's not. It doesn't mean that they won't test it again in going forward, because I'm sure they will.
Mhm.
But for them to go in and drain it, it would kind of be it could wreak havoc on my life.
Okay.
Does
Okay.
that make
Okay.
sense?
Well, it does. It does, especially
You
if
know,
if they know for sure you were born with it.
yeah. So he said some babies are born with it, and if only unless something like this were to actually happen, where they would they um only if something like this were to happen, where I had ended up with a car accident and I had head injuries. That's the only way that they would have found it in the first place. You know what I mean? And they
Yeah,
found it at 19. So
right.
it had already been
Okay.
growing for 19 years at that point.
Yeah.
So where it's at now, it's 2.5 inches wide by 4.5 inches long. So hello, we're
Wow.
okay that way, but okay, what are we gonna do next kind of thing,
Mm-hmm.
you know? With that being said, um, you know, it's better to not touch something that could kill me, you know?
Mhm.
But
Yeah.
they tested me today for autoimmune disorders. They did blood work for that, um, to see if something is there. They tested me 3 years ago for it as well, so
Mm-hmm.
they did test me for that, but the neurologist and the neurosurgeon are gonna be working together. They're probably gonna
Okay.
also be pulling in my ENT, who also did work with me already,
Okay.
um, to keep an eye on my hearing and what's also if I'm losing any more hearing,
Yeah.
um, because everybody's gonna have to be on board with everything that's going on. Um, but the way I kinda looked at it went, "Okay." The first words out of my mouth were literally to Rich going, "Okay, it's puppy time," which meant now I can get a dog. Uh,
Yeah.
and when we went to, the diner, that was the first place we went, and I looked at the waitress who we know really well, and I said to her, I said, "Miss Helen, I don't have to get surgeries now," and she was like, "Oh, good," and then she turned around and she went, "Puppy time," and Rich just went like this, like, "Oh my gosh," like, "You're rolling cahoots against me," and I was like, "Whatever." But, no, my
That would
biggest thing
be.
now is gonna be traveling, and
Yeah.
I'm like, "Okay, I am coming to Arkansas. I will be
Okay.
coming to Arkansas." I'm
Okay.
like, "Alright, I am coming to Arkansas, and I am going to make it worth my trip." I don't care how long I'm there.
Puppy does sound good. So Haney wants to know, does it cause you any pain, and are there things that you hurt from it being there?
What okay, does it cause me pain? Outside of the dizziness, the migraines, the earaches, uh, I mean, it causes me headaches, migraines, earaches, dizziness, but they're saying that that's not what's causing it. So,
Hmm.
yeah, I mean, that's what doesn't make sense.
Yeah, no, it doesn't.
What we thought it was, that's what it was causing, but now we're not sure at all
Okay.
what's
Okay.
causing it.
And Pup Groomer had previously asked here, what about a partial removal to relieve pressure and reduce migraines? Like, was that not an option that they had discussed
No,
even
they
to
cannot
see if it
do
was
it.
the issue? No.
Not at all. Not
Oh
even a
goodness.
partial. They literally can't touch it
Hmm.
Oh God.
because any reduction of anything that would be going on would cause any of the above symptoms. Cerebral
Mm.
spinal fluid, any spinal fluid leakage or any brain bleeding, it would cause infection, it would cause seizures, it could cause me to die.
Okay.
It's
We
that
don't want that.
serious of a
No.
Yeah,
situation.
we don't want that.
Okay. So more testing essentially to see what the issues what the issue is creating all of the migraines, the vertigo, the earaches, all of that.
Well, it's beyond vertigo. I mean, it's beyond
Yeah.
my what this dizziness is uncommon. Like a lot of the time I walk like a 90-year-old woman. Like I'm literally walking like this. You remember Tim Conway, Carol?
Yeah, yeah, yeah,
Okay,
yeah,
no,
yeah.
Stacey, you don't know Tim Conway, but Tim Conway used to do this skit where he was this really old man, and he used to shuffle his feet, like, literally like this, right? And he would walk,
Yeah, it would take him, like, 5 minutes to walk across the
yeah,
room, and
from one side of the room
they would
to
keep the
another side of the
camera
room. It
panned
was
on him,
hilarious.
and he wouldn't be doing anything but this, you know? It was h and
Yeah,
he was
and it would
just it
just,
was
like he
hilarious.
would just scoot along, and it was so hilarious.
It was funny.
Well, that is like me. And certain times, like Rich, when we're walking, he has to literally crunch my hand to make sure I don't fall. Or, I'm on my walker and I'm holding on for dear life, and then Rich will grab my arm to make sure I really don't fall. You
Right.
know, the situation is very, very hard and it's very difficult. It's just not fun anymore. Um,
Yeah.
about I spend about 98%, 99% of my time in my bed when I'm home.
Yeah.
So when it's hard for me to walk to my refrigerator just to get a drink, and that's like 50 feet away from my bedroom. That that's the reality. It's
Okay.
hard. And it's not like it's a hard walk. It's walk out my bedroom and go straight. And I can't walk that far. I have a problem walking from my bed to the bathroom. That's about 5 feet. You know,
Wow.
even trying to get dressed is an accomplishment some days. Or I can't think straight, or I can't put things left. I I just can't make decisions. It's
Okay.
hard.
Yeah. Yeah.
You know, it's not a simple situation that you have to go through, and it's a day-to-day occurrence.
And that is not acceptable either, love. They have to figure something out for you, quiet girl. This is
Yeah.
Misha. They do. I mean, that's they can't just make you go through life that way, you know? I mean, I
No,
know they're
Yeah,
quality
not
of life is
making
important.
you, but I mean, I just hope they figure something out.
Yeah.
The tumor is the thing that makes the most sense,
yeah.
you know?
Well, it does make sense, but then again, it doesn't make sense
Mhm.
because it's
Yeah,
there, but it's not doing anything. It it's there, but there's nothing that can be done to remove it. It's a cyst, and it's not going to come out. It's just going to hang out there, and
okay.
it's not cancerous, so there's
So they
nothing.
don't they really are do they have evidence to back up why they think that that's not causing the problems?
Yeah, because they actually turned around and said, this where it's sitting, it's not pressurizing on any point that it would cause the problem.
Okay.
It's actually pressurizing back here more,
Mhm.
like on this
Okay.
side of my head,
Okay.
where everything else is coming from, like in here, where the
Oh, okay.
doctors actually said, like, what I'm feeling, like why my hair is so incredibly short now is because I can't handle the sensation of hair. Like,
Wow.
anything touching my head, like, right in here, it hurts. But where it's actually pressurizing is in here. So, anything that's hitting the top of my head really, really hurts me.
Yeah.
Wow.
And it's
Wow.
difficult.
Yeah.
What are the next? They did the autoimmune test. You said that you did it 3
Mm,
years ago, but they did it again today.
yeah.
What other steps are they suggesting to find answers?
I don't know yet. I'll find out more I find out more about that on Friday next week,
Friday
which is
next week. Okay.
the 16th.
Yeah.
So I'm
Okay.
actually really happy that it's next week and not like one right after the other, because then I wouldn't be able to think. It gives the doctors time to talk to each other. It's not like a hurry up, let's go.
Yeah.
We need an answer.
Mm-hmm.
We need to know everything that's going on. I just really need to. I need them to have their time to talk and actually speak.
Yeah.
Yeah, they need time to regroup.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. And I mean, the fact Rich was there.
Mm,
Oh.
so
Oh, and hello.
Oh, there. Yep, you froze for a second. Did they say it was just so? Is it mainly on your occipital lobe and then just you're feeling it in your temporal lobes?
I hear it. I feel it like in here, Ben, like all through this side of my head,
Okay. Yeah.
because this is the ear that has the most problems. I will feel it in here occasionally, which is why it's through this part. But no, the headaches and the headaches and the migraines and stuff are all over my head.
Mm.
And the neck and my back have been starting to really bother me. So they think that could have something to do with my legs, and I don't know. I'm just trying to figure it all out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So it's you feel like you're all over the place all the time.
Hmm. D- So, has your hearing been affected lately?
We're still at like 4%, but I think it's coming down. I think I'm losing more hearing, to be honest with you.
Okay, yeah.
But you knew that was coming, right, Ben?
Well,
Hello,
yeah.
Sharon. Nice to meet you.
You too. I just wanted to say hi to everybody real quick.
Hi.
So glad you're here.
Yeah. Nice to
I'm
meet
glad
you.
to meet you.
So I'm working on my computer on a different tab, but I'm listening to you all. So
Okay.
I'll hop back out now. But
Well,
I just
thank you so much for popping in. I love to see
Yeah.
I love to see everybody's faces when they pop in.
exactly.
That's amazing.
Exactly.
I love it.
Yeah. All right. I'll still be listening to you guys.
All
Okay,
right.
thanks, Sharon. Well, that's fun.
I love people popping.
I do too.
Speaking of popping in, when I was, so that was Tommy that called, and I didn't want him to panic that something bad had gone wrong. I did tell him about the meeting tomorrow, about where we'll be talking about food and that type of thing, and he said he would pop on. So for me to send him the link tomorrow, and he would definitely pop on and show his support and love and be here. So I'm gonna send that. So
Fantastic.
yeah.
So Pup Groomer says, I'm a couple of minutes behind from a client pickup, but the balance issues I have is why I have my service dog. Yeah.
Balance.
Yeah, I'm just
I
waiting
know.
to get my dog.
Yeah.
I'm
And she says
excited
that's her
about
main
that.
task is to help her with the balancing. And yeah, that is so good. I'm so glad you had that dog.
Mhm.
Yeah.
I'm curious if because I know so very little about neuroscience. This is probably more a Ben thing, but I'm curious. Will medications affect that? Will previous drug use affect that? Could that be something or alcoholism or anything like that could be affecting now? Like I'm so very little educated in that area other than my own personal experience, that I know I was having severe issues after I got off of bipolar medications because I didn't need them. My brain didn't need that balance. I was having what I call brain snaps. I would lose half a second of time. My face would be numb when I came back. I'd almost fall over. But like half the time, people didn't even notice it was happening to me. So I'm just curious if this could be a medication.
I know that with my dad was an alcoholic. He ended up with Parkinson's, which is neurological. And he ended up with a lot of other issues as well. But nothing like this. Nothing like what I'm going through. And everybody presents differently.
Yeah.
Now, I was an alcoholic, but I wasn't the kind of alcoholic he was. I was totally a lot different than he was. He was a morning, afternoon, and night guy. I was a binge drinker. I was a heavy binge drinker. Like
Yeah.
nightly binge drink.
Right.
But he was a let's start the clock at 11 or 12 and would just go. So that was a little bit different. I've been on antidepressants since I was 23. So for 31 years.
Okay.
So that's my thing.
Okay.
Well, and
No,
I think
sorry,
go
Christine.
back. No, that's okay. I was going to say, I think to go back to your statement or your question, I think you guys are dealing with apples and oranges, because I know exactly what you're talking about, being on medication that you don't need that affects your brain. So yours was due to the medication because it was trying to balance the brain that was already balanced, and it really did mess with it. So it did cause loss of memories and misfires and fog and feeling really weird. So I do think in your instance that is very real. I think when it comes to Karen, I think that brain tumor probably or not brain tumor, I'm sorry, but the brain thing probably has a lot to do with that. Yeah, because it's in between her skull and her brain in that brain fluid. And so that's going to affect everything anyway, because it's essentially a problem with your main computer, So I think you definitely, you're on to something. In your case, I do really think it was medication based. But,
Again, not educated, just question.
No, it's a fair question. It's a good question because, what I've learned is, if one person has a question, there's usually two or three that have the same question, and it's just the person that speaks up. So yeah, no, but it is the brain is a very tricky thing, and it doesn't take a lot to really get into a funk. Even like we were talking about the other day, even not eating for a little while can drop your oxygen levels. When your oxygen levels drop, it causes brain fog, confusion, delirium. Like there's all sorts of issues. So it's a delicate thing, and there's a lot there. So, but no, it was a good question. It was a fair question, and but like I said, I know what you're talking about.
I wonder if there's somebody in the vicinity, Karen, that knows specifically about these kinds of tumors.
It seems like it'd be sitting on the cerebral. Did they say it was the cerebral cortex, the outermost, or does it actually go into the brain?
They really didn't give me a lot. I'm expecting to get a lot more on next Friday when I talk to my doctor. When I talk to my neurologist to find out more information. Because there are other questions that I have that I do want to talk to him about. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Sometimes when you go into a new doctor and you haven't already met them before and you're just basically going in for an answer, which is basically what I was doing. I was going in for an answer about this MRI. So he was basically being cut and dry about an answer. But going into the neurologist, I'll be able to actually be able to talk to him and say, okay, well, this is what's going on now. This is what's going on now. This is what's going on now. Can we talk about this? Because I did try to bring those things up to this doctor I saw today, and he was like, you're probably going to have to talk to Dr. Tatarian about that instead of me. And that was because that's not his point of
Yeah.
view.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And that sucks, doesn't it, Ben?
Yeah.
When you're trying to get like those answers.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's really something they should be able. But yeah, they always want to step aside and let the specialist.
Yeah.
Yeah, but
Yeah.
that seems like something. Have you
Well,
that your reason is your reasoning okay and things like? Are you learning the same rate?
What do you mean?
Do you find that you still pick things up as easily as you used to, as far as
No.
new things? Oh, that's interesting.
No. My hearing isn't the way it was.
Yeah.
I'm more all over the place than I've ever been.
Mm.
Like,
Yeah.
my concentration level is off. Everything is just not. I have to be dead focused.
Yeah.
Otherwise, I kind of deviate.
mhm.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, I'll have a conversation and I will just be every which way but Sunday.
Mm. Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
But I'll be back here next Friday with teeth in my mouth to discuss
Yes, indeed. Yes, yes, yes. It's about dang time.
everything. Stasia's looking forward to that.
Yes,
Yes.
it'll be beautiful.
Yeah.
It's gonna be totally different than,
Mm.
this
Okay.
time. Huh?
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
I'm excited to see it. I'm excited to see your beautiful smile and your face all lit up. It'll
I
be
put the
Yeah.
date in my phone, so you're getting a message the day that you're getting them. See, if you get the message first, just be like, slow down. It's not yet.
1 o'clock in the afternoon, so
Okay, so I'll message later.
okay, fine then.
So not this coming Friday, but the next
The
the
16th,
next Friday.
yeah, a week from
Okay.
Friday.
Hmm.
And my teeth are a week from tomorrow.
Okay. Okay.
Were you
I have
guys
to look at the
actually?
good and the bad,
Yeah,
so
it's kind of an off and on echo thing that I'm hearing.
I was gonna say, were you doing it before I came back? Is it me? Do I need to hop off and then hop
is
back
it
on?
me?
I don't know. I don't know. I don't think so. It's like I said, it's off and on. It's like when you hear the like a high pitched kind of hum, that's when it will
Yeah.
start to echo, and I don't know where
Yeah.
it's coming from.
Oh, it could be the voices in my head.
Well, tell him to be quiet. We need a meeting here. Like, slow down for an hour, man. No.
Oh, I did wanna tell you guys something. So, y'all know Steve ended up in ICU, right?
Yes.
Did not know
No.
that part. I knew he was hospitalized, but I didn't know about ICU.
Okay. So, last week when we were doing the live and Steve jumped on, and then he ended up jumping off really quick because the pain specialist and the doctors came in.
Mm-hmm.
His heart jumped out of rhythm
Mm-hmm.
right at that moment when
Oh,
he got off. And
wow.
they ended up he called me at 1 o'clock in the morning, which he never does. And he was like, they're bringing ICU up here now, and they're gonna sedate me and they're gonna paddle me. And I was like,
Oh,
oh, okay,
oh, oh.
not really conceiving what's going on, but okay. And so I
Yeah.
said to him, I go, so what are you trying to tell me, Steve? And he goes, yeah, it happened right after I was on the show with everybody, right? And I said,
Oh,
are you
really? Oh,
trying to tell
no.
me? Wait a minute. I go, are you trying to tell me all of our sexiness took took hold and you just couldn't deal with it anymore and you just started to laugh.
Oh.
I was really trying to
Oh,
make him
goodness.
giggle. And he was like, "Yeah, I think you're right, kid. I think you're right." Yeah.
Oh.
So that was kind of nice. But I haven't heard from Vicky in 2 days now. So she said she'll only call when she has an update.
Okay.
So
Okay, Sharon says this AM his heart kept going out of rhythm, but he's stabilized.
yeah. So he's he's
Hmm.
struggling pretty bad. But
Read
he's
up.
all right, you know. So I don't know. I don't know where he's gonna be, you know. But I did tease him, and the only conversations I've had with him are basically to just tell him I love him, you know. But he did tell me he does get texts, and people are texting him, and
Okay.
that's all we can do is text him and just let him know that we love him, and
Yeah.
'cause he does get those, and that really cheers him up. So
Well, good. Well, we need
anybody
him. We
who
need to
been,
keep cheering him up because that's a
yeah,
lot.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah, I didn't know that had happened. So they
But
used the paddles on him, like
yeah,
the
they
to
sedated
do.
him and did the paddles and everything. Yeah,
That's intense.
yeah,
I would have to assume it was to reset the irregular heartbeat.
yeah. It
Okay.
was.
Okay.
Yeah, but
Okay.
Vicky's been hanging in and doing her best. But
Lordy.
yeah, I know, right?
Mm. We got to get him better somehow.
I
Mhm.
know. And
We'll just keep
I
those ones
went out,
coming because
huh?
we got to keep those ones coming.
Yeah, I know. Exactly. That's what we got to do. And
Yeah.
prayers. Lots and
Yeah.
lots of prayers.
Lots and lots of them. Yeah.
Oh yeah. So I was
Yeah.
out the other day. I was pricing chainsaws.
Okay.
I'm missing something. Am I missing something? What?
Remember the last stream that Karen was on? Everybody's planning on coming to Canada, and we're gonna chainsaw the door out of my old house and get all the stuff.
Oh.
I was pricing chainsaws, bug food. Yeah.
It took me a second, and then I'm like, oh, I remember now.
Large
Like,
quantities of
Carol
roast
and I
duck
get
tape.
very concerned. We're
Did
like,
you see it, Christy? Did you see the whole joke?
yeah, I was here for it, but I just like how you're like, I was pricing chainsaws, and Karen and I are like, or Carol and I are like, oh,
What?
and then Lance starts
Come again?
laughing, and I'm like, wait, we're really, what we missed? We were here the whole time.
So I went out and I was pricing chainsaws. Girls, we gotta be able to laugh even though it gets hard and it gets
Oh yeah.
difficult and it gets tough and it gets depressing.
To be honest, the little dopamine hit and the pick me up of like the phone first time in 11 years, something in my name, like that has been lasting a couple of days. Like, because Friday was hard. Friday was hard. That was a lot of calls, and that was just no answers, and I was not happy about it.
I
Right.
put on my cheerleading skirt yesterday and my little like crop top, and I grabbed my pom poms and my little Bobo white sneakers with my little slouchy white socks, and I put on my pantyhose and I
Flashy
did a
white
full face
socks.
of makeup and I put my hair up in a ponytail with a big scrunchie, and I was doing cheers and I was jumping over the desk and my
Yes.
bed, and I was doing my best stags and my high kicks and everything, and I was cheering for you.
Thank
I was,
you. Yeah,
because
today was
I was
like sitting
so
on
ready.
hold for.
Girls, I have to tell you, I was telling her how this was gonna be her moment of freedom.
Yeah.
new phone, the new phone number. It's all going
Yeah.
to be a moment of freedom.
Fresh
And-
And
start.
here's the fun fact too. I don't know if I didn't tell you personally, Karen, and I can't remember if I said it here, but Quebec has the cheapest plans in all of Canada.
Mhm.
So the $20 a month savings meant that I could do a little bit more, essentially. So
wow.
that was like, what? Oh, yeah, just change my number. I'm not even worrying about this. This is the universe saying, come on, get your head straight. Like,
Right. Nice.
yeah. And even
Yes.
today, I sat on hold for 2.5 hours to speak to somebody for 5 minutes to be told that I get a call back. So that dopamine hit though from Saturday is still going, so it doesn't feel like the drained energy that I was feeling on Friday. And I was like, so be it. So be it. Put my kitty headphones on so I could just walk around.
I'm just so proud of you, though. I mean, I knew that was like a huge thing for you. And you were just like, I don't know if I want to do this. And it's a lot of paperwork and and I was just so proud of you. I was really
Thank
proud of
you.
you.
Yes.
Did you go with Virgin?
Yes, I did.
Yeah.
And so now I have because most of my friends are in the US now. So I'm like, how do I keep calling people when, I'm going to use my data all the time? They're like, well, we're going to give you an insane amount of data. I'm like, oh, well, that's really great. And I'm like, but I want to save that for, if I want to stream while I'm traveling or something then. They're like, well, why don't we just add in the US calling? And it was next to nothing. I'm like, this sounds great. This sounds really great. So how about we just do that?
You can get a US phone number while you're at it.
So yeah, I was just like, okay, this is working out way better than I thought. And I do that to myself though. Yes, I did. I got a Pixel 8.
Oh, great.
Yeah. So I have a Pixel 4 that I keep around so I can sit in the chat then. And I can actually message in the chat now. And then and then that way I can still be streaming and not have to figure out how to answer people and not interrupt at the same time.
Right.
Cool.
I love it.
Yeah. But then this, I work myself up. I work myself up all the time. And I think it's going to be harder than it is, or it's going to be more complicated than it is. But I got the phone on Saturday, and there's only the bank left to change my telephone number with. And the phone leaves on Friday. So, I only have one thing left to change the number on. And I was like, no, this is going to take so long to do this and this and this. And no, I worked myself up. So
and
it taught me a good lesson. Yeah. It taught me a good lesson, and it feels good to just be able to losing it. I'm back.
Great recovery there.
You're just having an awful time over there, girl.
Yeah, and it's also really, really nice to just be able to be like, hey, I'll text you instead of worried, how are they going to track who I'm talking to or something like that? Or no, it's mine now, and I don't care who I text. And, that's all of the stress of it's gone.
Yes,
And when it
I
comes
love
for
it
me,
so much.
and when it comes for me, it's just rambling voice clips on Messenger. So
And I love it. It's okay. I send you the 12-minute rambles back.
That is so great.
My best friend, one of my best friends, they ran out of data and sent me a message and Christy, you can't send me any more voice clips. I've got to get this all sorted out by Friday. And so I was using the talk to text, and I'd have to be like, oh, I'm so excited for you! Exclamation point! This is amazing! Period. And finally, I was like, because then it'll put the little thing. It's finally a messenger back, and I'm like, how much do you need? Because this is inconveniencing my life, and I will fix it for you because I do not want to be inconvenienced in this way anymore. This actually, typing stuff out is for the birds, which you need.
Yeah.
I was like, I can't do this. I mean, I really could for a friend of mine, but it was kind of
you've got me voice texting other people now. It's like, okay, this is far too complicated to text, and my thoughts are in 19 different places. So you're just you're getting rambling text through voice clips now, like.
I like voice to text because it completely screws everything up and it bears no resemblance to what you actually mean. If I ever win the lottery after I develop the whole brown note gun to make people lose control of their bowels, I am so going to make a play and I'm going to run it through voice to text and put it on Broadway. It's going to be great. There's
Oh
really
my God.
but yeah.
Oh, my life.
I think your next name, Ben, should be a voice to text mistake.
Absolutely.
Last, I want to say I love Jeannie Robertson. She is hilarious. She is on YouTube, and my favorite one was "Don't Send a Man to the Store," and she's talking about making the 7-Up cake. Oh my goodness, y'all, you got to watch that. It is the funniest thing. I laughed so hard I had to cross my legs so I didn't actually pee a little. It was so funny. And my mom loves her so much. And I bought my mom her book, and I had her autograph it for her. So my mom has her autographed book. And now it is, she does talk about, like church and being a Baptist, but it's funny. It's not like triggering. Like, it is hilarious. You gotta check this stuff out. It's good recommendation if
Who
you
is it
want
again?
good and fun. Jeannie Robertson. It's a
Jeanne. Is that right?
Jeanne.
Oh, Anne.
Yeah.
Okay.
Robertson. And like I said, Google the "Don't Send a Man to the Store." Oh man, you
Oh,
guys,
okay.
it is good. It is good. She is funny. She is funny, and she's the kind you can just listen to all day, and she really makes you happy. So yeah,
Aw.
Great.
good
We'll
recommendation.
take more of that.
Yes, so positive. Um, you know, Lord Kissrick, here's the other thing. Some of my words I say, my phone doesn't know what I'm talking about. And so it comes up with the weirdest thing, and then it won't let me cuss on it. So it'll be like if I say the name of my cat, because she is Shitty Kitty, it'll be like S asterisk 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 asterisk. So I did that once before, and I went through and there were all of these asterisk words, and I'm like, no.
I tried doing actually voice to text last night for a Canadian to regular people translation for Cosmic. She sent me a video and this guy just rambled for like 3 minutes in like Canadian slang. And I was like, well, specifically, that's like Northern Ontario, but I'm trying to like translate it for her. And it just didn't get the slang. I had to type it all out. I'm like, are you kidding me? This is 3 minutes of slang to type out.
My favorite text so far has still been how did it come out? Voice to text can go to heel. Apostrophe LL.
Oh, you all want to have fun. Try having no teeth and saying my birthday.
Yeah. Oh my
September
goodness.
6th, 1969. It just does not sound right. And they ask, like, you call anywhere and they go, can we please have your birthday? And you go September 6th, 1969. And they're like, what did you just say? Can you please say that again and again and again and again? And then I just go 9669. But there's certain words because it's too many factors. It's a pain.
I don't know why we get that echo, but every time that high-pitched buzz comes on, that's when the echo happens.
Yes.
Yeah.
Siri, it's never duck. Never.
Right?
Indeed.
Oh, that's a lot of sixes. Okay.
Yeah, I was gonna say, wow, that's like 666 right there. It should be a
Right?
warning.
You should have
Red
known who
flag,
married
not a
her.
serpent.
Okay, there was your sign.
Yeah.
That's
There
what
was your sign, LKF. No.
there was one time my brother looked at me. I mean, I've always been a hot mess my whole life, right? We know this. But he goes, sis, sometimes those red flags are really red flags, not welcome to the circus. Now you tell me, 35 years later on this planet, and you decide to clue me in. Thank you.
Yeah. I like that. I might actually get that tattooed because that was like 36 years of my life. And it's like, oh, look, red flag. Should I go towards it?
We tend to do it
Bungee jumping naked. No thanks.
so many of us
No.
living our daily life will say something as simple like, oh my gosh, I am cleaning all day. I am so like Monica in Friends. So now they are comparing their own actual lives to a fictional character that we all know about. And we do
What is
that
it?
the
What's happening?
entire time so much. And we don't even really realize that we're doing it, that we are actively comparing our actual lives to
Who's talking?
What's
I have
what's
no
happening?
idea.
What is that?
our lives to characters that are made up. And then it's the
Who's
question
talking?
if they're made up and we are
I
comparing
don't
our
know
lives
what's going on.
I have
Yeah,
no
what's
idea what that
happening?
extra talking is, though.
or
Neither do I.
maybe don't compare. Or maybe look around you and see what's real and see what's possible in
This is strange.
doing connected.
Why is this happening?
Do the interesting stuff like that. But
Ben. Is this
Is
you?
that you, Ben?
Apple just released the ultimate hyper reality this week, right? With the
There. Audio problems.
Okay.
Oh,
I was so
I should
confused. I was
say.
like, what is going on?
There.
So actually, bungee jumping naked it is funny. It's not inappropriate at all. It is a funny skit that she does. So
Oh, okay. Okay. Okay.
anything she has is really hilarious. And yeah, she calls her husband left brain. And how he's like very logical and meticulous, but he has no like emotional intelligence. And so you'll understand when you listen to Don't Ever Send a Man to the Grocery Store. Listen to that one first, and then you'll understand everything. Like it really is hilarious. And the way she does it, like she was Miss Georgia, and then she like played on she got like a basketball scholarship, like very smart. But it's yeah, you gotta watch it when we get off of here.
I'm
Okay.
definitely going to be going and looking. It sounds hilarious.
Yeah.
It is. And she's passed away, but her stuff is still up. So yeah.
That's a good way to remember her then, to rewatch everything for her.
Hello, Ben.
Hey,
Good to see you.
Guys,
I love it when you have an audio, you have a window open that's playing and you don't realize it.
I popped in because I wanted to thank all of you.
I
Oh,
kept trying to
somebody's
figure
talking
out where the
here.
hell was like. I thought it was one of you guys.
no,
It could have been. I think it was Christy. I think it was deep down. It was Christy.
Hey, hon.
hey,
Hi.
welcome back.
There was
Yeah.
a delay. I was talking over somebody. I was trying not to, but
It happens all the time.
things. Hey, I
Nature
just
of the
wanted to
beast.
say thank you to everybody who has just been so supportive, and
Good.
not only just
Right
in this meeting, but supporting me with my channel. I'm so excited to go live, and really without everybody's support, just general support for me, I wouldn't be doing this.
Right
So
on.
thank you all.
When is your next live? Do you know yet?
I'm trying to figure out a good time right now.
Okay,
It'll probably
okay.
be in a few days, but
Okay.
because I don't want to go over you or Tommy or so
Okay.
Perfect.
Well, whatever you got to do that, we're here for you.
Of
Yes.
course.
Well, thank you so much.
Yeah.
So much.
Yeah, I'm
And
excited for
I
you.
love seeing you all in the other chats, and it's great to put faces and names together.
Yes.
Isn't
Thank you
Yes.
so much for letting us get to know your face. I love it.
yes.
Oh, and I'm so happy for all of you. You know, Stasia, whatever's going on with you, with all that. I'm not sure the backstory, but thrilled for you. Ben, best of luck. Christy, I heard you're going on the road, and that's just so exciting. You know,
It is.
woohoo! And you know, Carol is just our mainstay. You know, she's gonna keep the fort down and
Yeah.
keep us here. So, you know, and Karen, you got some things going in the right direction. So
Finally.
sounds pretty good.
Yeah. And just so that we also, so I understand, what's the channel? What's your channel?
Oh, the channel is for sexual assault survivors and their supporters. Really, anybody who wants to talk about or learn and educate themselves about sexual assault, everybody is welcome. It's just an open forum for people to be able to do this. And really wanted to get to the 50 so we could do the live, so we could get to the community support aspect of it. So,
Right on.
Yeah, of
And it's
course.
called Surviving Together, right?
correct.
Okay.
The
Surviving
link,
Together.
Misha put the link in there
Yeah.
because it's surviving together SASS, because regular surviving together was taken.
Okay. SASS at the okay. So it's at Surviving Together, S is in Sam, ASS.
Correct. And
Okay.
that last little bit is capitalized. I don't know if that
Okay.
makes a difference or not, but
Okay. That's amazing.
What?
I'm finding
what
it
is
while we speak.
channel? You know,
What?
like that's amazing to get people.
the comments so far have been overwhelming, positive, and just thanking me for opening this type of forum, you know, that there's just nothing else like this. And
Right on.
I just, you know, I couldn't have asked for more. So
Right.
I'm
Okay.
so happy
New
for you.
subscriber.
Karen, what's the name of it? At Surviving Together?
SASS. After it's
Yep.
at Surviving Together, SASS.
I'm sorry, I'm a little
if you look
thrown.
up in the comments, Misha put a link to it
Yeah,
too.
Misha did put a link up, but it's kind of a ways back there. Let's see.
Karen, I'm sending it to you right now.
Okay, thank you, sweet pea.
Yeah, I was going to say.
You're welcome. No, that touches very close to my situation right now. Actually, I'm processing some things. So this was a godsend. You were supposed to be here to tell me about this. This is really, really good. It was actually one of my calls to get going today that I got a little bit of talking done, but it untangled more than I was able to work through. So
Great. You know, it's a subject near and dear to my heart. I've worked with survivors pretty much my entire adult life. I'm a survivor myself of childhood and adult sexual assault. So I understand what you guys have been going, you know, what anybody goes through, whether it's as a kid or as an adult. So
yeah, I'm a survivor too.
Thank you so much for starting a channel like this.
And normalizing this, you know, so that we actually can talk about it, so that YouTube isn't censoring this, you know?
Yeah.
Because
Yeah.
there is such a need for being able to talk openly about this issue. Kids don't get taught by their parents, or, you know, obviously in school, because of the secrecy on it, you know? So
Yeah.
And the stigma, yeah, just like everything else, the
Exactly.
stigma on it stops people from talking about it.
Yeah.
Exactly. And it's a second victimization, you know, and
That's right.
the survivor shouldn't be put through that.
Right.
One thing, Sharon, is I do like how Stacia uses the word conjugal assault.
Yeah, so where I live in Canada, which is Quebec, conjugal violence covers SA, DV, psychological abuse, emotional abuse. It literally covers, it's a word for everything. So maybe if you do get censored, maybe use that as like another
We'll have to
term
use
that might go
SA
past.
a lot. Not right now in the beginning, since we have no monetization or anything, I don't think it affects. So we can pretty much talk like we
Yeah.
want, you know?
That is
Oh.
one of the freedoms about not being monetized is we
Yeah.
don't really have to censure ourselves, you know.
Right.
And
And
hopefully we won't have to
I'm
do
hoping people aren't dropping, F-bombs every other word, but,
Yeah.
if you want to swear, swear. I mean, it's especially if you're talking about your own story and you're getting into it, these are raw feelings and emotions that could come forth. And I don't want people to feel like they're like, okay, and trying to word it properly. Just
Right.
tell it.
Yeah.
Right on.
So I'm excited, and I'll keep an eye out for the next live because again,
That'll
it's a
be great.
process I'm starting to understand a bit more, and some of the past is coming up. So it's another resource,
Yeah, I've
and
got
I
a
could use
whole
all the
list of
resources I
topics.
could use right now.
If you go on the channel, there is some resources. They're U.S. resources, but they've got just a lot of information. So you still may find some good stuff through there.
Thank you. I'll definitely take a look.
No problem.
Yeah.
That's great. I love that you're doing
The
this.
delay is hilarious because as I'm just sitting here, I'm listening to the last little bit going through.
Well,
I think
I'm
this
so
might be one of the pitfalls of having so many windows open, is there might be a little bit of that kind of issue.
Carol, I
but-
think you're right.
Yeah.
I think we have so many people going on this one. So,
Yeah.
It helps when your computer cooperates and doesn't decide, I'm going to turn this off, I'm going to turn this up, and then I'm going to play this other video.
I got a little bit more work to do. I'll probably see you guys on Tommy's live later. So,
Okay.
sounds
Yeah.
good. See you
all
there.
right. Loves and hugs, guys.
Bye.
That was so odd, though, because I thought everybody's voice changed. I wasn't going to say anything. It's like, okay, they're talking about who knows what, but oh well.
Christy, you were
We
gonna
were
say
all like
something a minute
listening
ago.
intently.
What did you start to say a second ago, Christy?
Who?
You.
Oh, I was just gonna say I'm so proud of that channel surviving together as
Yeah.
and how needed that is, and everybody that's starting channels to encourage people and to be there for support. I think it's amazing. We're at a place in the world where we need a lot of connection, and I think it's great to have those channels out there. So.
Right on.
Now we just need to work on these channels being recognized by every court.
Yeah.
Yes. And
That's the
not
next
have the
thing, because this is the new way of things. This is how people are going to connect. This is how people are going to heal. We're not going to go to these meetings, where we're sitting directly, face to face with somebody. This is more comfortable sometimes for people who are.
The one thing that I did learn by going to Nova, which is a women's place, which is a metropolitan, a place where there was also another place that was for domestic violence, was that they tell you right off the bat they will not go to court with you.
What?
Yeah, they won't. They won't go to court with you. They'll support you, but they won't go to court with you.
And what was the reasoning behind that?
I don't
So
know.
in my situation, it took a lot. I mean, a lot for a social worker to come and testify for me.
Yeah.
They told me no 3 times.
Oh my gosh.
Wow.
And then after they saw the court records, after they saw what was happening and like the legal stuff that was happening, then they're like, no, now we need to step in.
Yeah.
There's actually a couple articles. There's one in a newspaper called Le Soleil. It's an online Quebec newspaper. It translates to English. You can just get your phone to translate it for you. Talking about how child services here does only online training for conjugal violence and reactive abuse. And then the minister who takes care of DPG, which is the child services name here, he was actually confronted by a radio station that I might be reaching out to.
Good.
Because the situation is a little bit more and more complex every time that I turn around. So it's I think it's time for me to start making a little bit more noise than I have been. And
Right
I'm
on.
just waiting to, that was my 2.5 hour call today, was waiting to hear the legalities of speaking up about that publicly.
Well,
Okay.
you know what I think is amazing about you is the fact that you may have a calling. I know you have a profession, but I also think that this could be a part of your calling as well. You're still young enough to become an advocate, to become a activist
Yeah.
with as well. You know what I mean? You
Yeah.
have a place now. You are fighting a battle.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I've looked into, actually, I don't think I shared this yet, but I've looked into English universities where I'm at.
hmm
And I'm taking a look into a bachelor's of social work, and then to specialize in conjugal violence would be an extra 6 months. So it would be 3.5 years.
Well,
Okay.
I'm going to see if that's actually a financial possibility. I have to look into what bursaries and funding is available.
Yeah.
well,
Because while going,
you might want to reach out to would be Rabbit.
is that a US thing though?
No, Rabbit
Rabbit is a
is
channel down the
she's a
rabbit hole.
channel.
Oh, down the rabbit hole. Okay,
Yeah,
gotcha.
she's a licensed social worker.
Yeah,
Okay,
and she was
yeah,
she also had a she's also involved with criminal law,
Hmm.
and
okay,
she would also be able to give you some heads up, and she does have connections in the US and in Canada.
okay. I might, yeah, as soon as I understand the legalities of speaking publicly more in detail about the situation, then I'm going to start making some steps. First, it's going to be in Quebec though, because it's
Right, because of
the
Wig.
information that I expected is very different than what the reality is in asking certain people for help, and it's difficult. I'm not going to lie, it's difficult and overwhelming, but I got to reframe. I got to find the good little things in it, or else I'm literally going to drive myself insane.
I
Yeah.
know,
Yeah.
but I want to let you know that there are people that are out there that are on social media, because social media, YouTube is becoming a multimedia resource for people between the ages of 20 to 50. They're the people, we're 50 to, people don't trust the news anymore. They're
Mm-mm.
trusting social media to get the
Yeah.
real news.
Yeah, and that's something which unfortunately is heavily fed to you. Zuckerberg and all that.
Yeah, but I mean, we're finding a relationship with each other that is more one-on-one
Oh,
reality.
okay. I see what you're saying. Okay, yeah.
You understand what I'm trying to say? It has nothing to do with Facebook. It has to do with YouTube. It has to do with where we're able to meet with each other
Mhm.
on a platform like YouTube, where we can come to each other like in Carol's meeting and talk and have a
Mhm.
meeting,
Mhm.
no matter what it's about,
Sure.
and
Yeah.
really talk,
Yeah.
you know,
Yeah.
and that's the beauty of it. And I think that's what's so important anymore,
I do
because
too.
not everybody's trusting NBC, ABC, CBS, Fox News, any of it. They're more willing to understand what's going on by listening to it
Mm.
to a channel on YouTube than they are trusting what's going on the nightly news.
No, yeah. And I can't remember what the percentage. What was it? I wish I could remember the statistic. It's like a really minuscule amount now. People trust the news.
Yeah.
It's like
Yeah.
12% or something.
I mean, it's a program to sell ads, is what it is.
Yeah.
And it's not what it started out as being.
Yeah.
If you go back and you watch the old news channels, like the old news programs,
Hmm.
it's so much different than it is now.
Yeah.
There's actually an HBO show that depicts it really, really well, and it's called The Newsroom.
Mhm.
I can't remember the actor's name, but it's an HBO show. It's called The Newsroom. Hello! And it shows how media has changed, and even over the last decade, and it's incredible, and it's really well done. Just saying, if somebody's looking for a binge watch.
That too, Sharon.
What?
Yeah.
What's it called? The Newsroom?
Yes.
Jeff Daniels.
Yes, Jeff Daniels. There you go.
Hello, dear. How are you?
Good.
Yeah.
How are everybody?
Good.
Good.
How are you?
Good. Just resting today. It was a rest day.
Yes.
Hey, gotta have those.
But I figured I'd put a face to my name.
Right on. You've been on once before, right?
Yes. And I
Okay.
decided underneath the channel that the name that I go on live underneath. Just because I figured there's another connection channel.
Yeah. Right on.
Awesome. And how's your
Thank
channel
you.
going?
I think I got 111 subscribers.
Yay. That's great.
Right. That's great.
Very nice.
So are you enjoying it, connecting with your audience and seeing familiar faces?
Yes. I'm enjoying
Yeah.
it. I thought it was. I'm not teaching anybody how to crochet. There's plenty of people out there that do that. But I just
Okay.
voice of connection, and like I did a live the other day talking about all the dogs I've either owned or we fostered and what I learned from each one of the dogs. And so, and talking about fibromyalgia, because there needs to be a voice for that.
Sure.
People that are going through it, but also the family members that are dealing with somebody, because it's not in your head.
Yeah.
It's real.
Yeah. Right on.
So
That's awesome. Now,
Yeah.
is your channel, are you mostly live or do you interactive in your chat?
doing that wasn't me.
I was gonna say, hold on. Try it again.
I'm doing a lot of live. I'm not doing a lot of videos. I'm doing a lot of.
Okay.
Nice.
From what I'm understanding, it's easier to be doing the lives than editing.
Yeah.
Constantly
Yeah.
editing videos.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Plus,
And
I
it's
think
almost diminishing returns, especially on something that's needs live interaction anyway.
plus I think connecting with people.
Mhm.
I've been live and people have made a comment or something. It takes me in a totally different direction than I thought I was going to be in.
Yeah.
Isn't that amazing how that works? You go in thinking one thing and then you're like, oh, no, we're not doing that.
Well, I always wanted to teach people how to crochet. And I was like, I can just follow Tommy's lead and go for connection.
Yeah.
Right on.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, that's amazing.
I don't want to.
Okay. So Lord Kiss Freak has put up a link. Thank you for that, Chris. Appreciate it. Blessed to Crochet Mary. Okay.
Could I put people know my name?
I didn't hear what you said.
I said I put Mary on the end of it going here so people would know my name behind Blessed to Crochet.
Right on.
Right. Right.
Yeah,
Awesome.
yeah,
Awesome.
yeah.
Awesome. Yeah, the wrenches are on it. That's
Yes, they
wonderful.
are.
Well, I'm glad to hear that, your channel's going good and
Yes.
it's a connection channel and you're doing lives and you've got a good amount of subscribers. That's awesome.
Yeah.
Very good.
I'm a crocheter myself, so I'm clicking on the link and subscribing.
I hurt my hand. I got out in the door, and Wednesday fibromyalgia because it was so painful. My body reacted Wednesday because I
Goodness.
thank God to people on the lifeboat that came kind of have that support. Like I don't know what to, I you crochet to not deal with it. So how am I can't crochet because my hand was too swollen to crochet. And I'm like, how do I go through it?
Oh, yeah,
Oh,
yeah.
that's not
That's
fun.
hard.
TK for life. Her name is Blessed to the number 2 crochet. That's the name here in the chat as well.
Her actual name is Mary.
What do you guys think? Has everybody had a meeting?
Yep.
Yeah.
I feel good. I just needed my people. That's all. It was a good enough day. It was just a lot of calls. If I'm not here, like my evening is messed. I just don't feel right now.
I've been planning this all week.
Right on. I'm so glad you're
Since
here.
last Thursday, I was like, okay, when I go to my appointment, I'll be at the meeting on Monday.
You've been in my prayers.
Thank
Yay.
you. I
Yes.
really appreciate it.
Keep our
Yes.
Karen lifted up.
Yeah.
Yes. Awesome. Awesome.
And I think I just say the Carol's name and she just instantaneously texts me anymore.
Nice. Yay. I love that stuff. Love it when it works out like that.
Oh, and I wanted to tell you, Carol, I do have a really cool, I really have a really neat way of meditating, by the way.
Really? You want to share it with
Yeah,
us?
it's
Okay.
called breathing through your feet.
Okay.
It's something that a lot of people don't know about. My therapist actually taught me how to do it.
Okay.
The whole philosophy is you need to lay completely flat on your bed with just one pillow underneath it, lay completely flat with one pillow underneath your head. And then you want
Okay.
to play like really soft music, preferably like classical or something just really soft. So Nora Jones, stuff like that kind of music. Nothing like loud or whatever.
Okay.
And you want to center yourself. You want to put your arms down at your side, shut your eyes, and you're going to breathe. But when you begin to breathe, you're going to inhale as if you're inhaling through the balls of your feet. And you're going to
Okay.
inhale so you feel the air come through your legs, through the bottom of your feet, through your shins, all the way through your thighs, through your hips, through your abdomen, through your chest cavity, up through your throat, all the way up. And then you're going to exhale. But when you exhale, it's going to go out your head and
Mm-hmm.
out of your head, your hair follicles.
Mm.
And
Okay.
That's
do it.
interesting.
You give
Yeah.
you do it. And as you do it, you give yourself an hour to do it. Guaranteed you'll probably fall asleep. Because you want to do
Wow.
it in a dimly lit room. You don't want to do it in a harshly lit room,
Okay.
but you do it alone.
Okay.
And it will put you into a very meditative state.
Okay.
It's the most relaxing
Mhm.
type of of meditation that I've ever done.
Right on.
My old therapist taught me how to do it. She learned it when she was actually a hippie back in like the late 60s, early 70s.
Right
And
on.
with, you know, like around Woodstock and around that type of era. But she taught it to me, and it works. It really, really
Okay.
works.
Okay.
And it it completely calms you.
That sounds amazing.
Yeah, and I told Misha about it, and she was just like, "You really need to let Carol know about that
Right on.
because it is something that's just completely calming and peaceful."
So is that a thing that she made up, or is that something that could
She
be looked up
learned.
online? Okay.
No, she didn't look it up online. She
Okay.
learned it with other
No, I'm
hippies.
I'm wondering if we want if we want to have help remembering how to do it, if there some reference that we can find online
No,
for it.
she just learned it with other hippies that she was in a commune with.
Okay. Pup Groomer says, OMG, I just saw I was nominated for Best in White Pine for my grooming business. They are holding the dinner on the 1st to find out if I won. Doubtful, but I was a nominee. That is amazing, Pup Groom. That
Awesome.
is so good. I know your heart is so in what you do. You should
Yes.
win.
You
Yes.
deserve to win.
Hmm. Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, that's so exciting to hear, though, too.
Yeah.
Yay! Good news!
Yay. Yeah.
Those that you go in a tube or like a of water and you can literally like just float on the water, like floating. I don't know if you've seen places. I still want to try one of it one time.
Okay.
Are
But
you talking about going in a deprivation tank?
Oh,
you go in and it's like this huge or this thing. I don't know how to explain it. And you go in and they fill the water with salt water
yeah.
and
Hmm.
it
Yeah.
floats you enough that
Hmm.
you don't have to worry about it, and you just lay in this water for like an hour.
Hmm. Yeah. My husband does that all the time. It's like so it's like a deprivation tank sort of is what it is. So it is expensive. It's like $1 per minute to go in. So it's usually between $60 and $70 to go in for an hour. And what it is it's filled with so much salt water, you're right, that you float on it. But what you do is you close it around you. It's kind of like a tanning booth. You close it around you, and there's no lights or no anything. And staying in that for an hour is equivalent to 8 hours of REM sleep. Like
Wow.
it's really amazing. It's very relaxing. Um, I'm super claustrophobic and I don't do that, but he does that weekly. Like no matter where he's at, he finds a place to go float.
I think
It's amazing. I couldn't do it.
you
Well,
can.
see, that's the thing with this, with the way that she had me start doing this meditation was that I would do it and I would wake up completely relaxed and
Yeah.
I would just feel so much more focused and I would sleep
Okay.
better at night. And
Mhm.
then I actually started to feel so much more mentally solid. I
Mhm.
was awake that I literally we were living in this house down in Philly, and I love the house, but it was the greatest summer of my life because I was actually able to do it there and feel
Mhm.
comfortable and be
Mhm.
happy. I never felt so that calm anywhere else that we left, and I believe it was from this meditation that I was doing.
Right on. Yeah.
Because I didn't have the chaos going on at all. I just really
Mhm.
enjoyed it, and I actually made a time every single day at 4 o'clock. No matter what was going on around me, I just would go upstairs, go in my room, and do this every day.
Yeah.
and I would fall asleep half the time, but I loved it.
Yeah,
And I would wake up though, and it would feel like $1,000,000.
that's great.
Yeah.
Okay.
So you
Well,
just start in instead of clearing, like when we do the meditation and I have you start from the top of your head and clear the energy down through your feet, you're bringing the energy up through your feet. So it's backwards. So we could try that. I mean, we could do
yeah,
like a short little meditation when we do ours. We could just do, because it's just backwards of what I normally do to,
I love
to
it.
instead
Let's
of
try it.
pushing it down through your
Well,
head
see,
down,
here's
you
the
pull it
thing.
up.
The reason that Susan did it from your feet to your head
Hmm.
is because so much stress falls on your feet.
That's
You
true.
need to release the stress in your feet out through your head
Okay.
because your stress is mostly in your feet. If you ever want to really think about it, your
Right.
feet are the most finished part of your body all day
That's
long.
true. That's very true.
And so that's where she came up with it. And she was
Okay.
like, this is what you need to relax the most is your feet.
Mhm.
So you breathe through your feet. And that's exactly how she would put it towards me.
Okay.
And see, the reason that I learned it the way I did had to do with chakras, energy points. And so you start from your highest point and you push everything down, like you said, out through your feet into the earth so that the earth can neutralize it and you ground yourself. And then you pull the energy, the positive energy, up through your feet to yourself and out the top of your head. So it's the same. I get what you're saying. So I understand that. So we could try it.
I'd like
we,
that.
we could try it today. I mean, instead of starting from there, we'll just start from the bottom and go out.
Yeah.
Yeah. I like
You
that
know,
idea.
we can do that. So,
Oh,
and
good.
you said breathing through your feet. Do you just imagine that you are taking a breath through the bottom of your feet and it's coming up into, and you just feel that coming up your body?
Well, you basically have to be completely horizontal.
Hmm.
So you want to lay
Okay.
down and do it.
Oh,
So
okay.
when you take a deep breath, you're going and you're feeling that breath coming in through the bottom of your feet. And then you're releasing everything through the top of your head.
Well, maybe we could
Well,
still try
we
it.
could try it sitting though. I mean, since
Sitting up.
I'm not gonna lay down on screen. Sorry.
And that's
Yeah.
fun.
But I think if we tried it that way, we could try bringing the energy, positive energy up through our feet and out. I
Yeah.
mean, if it doesn't work, it doesn't work. We won't do it again. But hey, I'm up for anything. Because I just make it up as we go anyway.
Yeah.
That's why sometimes I'm like,
But yet they still make me cry.
the ocean. There's no rhyme or reason. So Kundalini is a great yes, Kundalini yoga, Kundalini work. Yeah. It's really powerful if you work with chakras and things like that.
Mm-hmm.
I can YouTube that, right?
You can. Now, I will tell you this. If you guys are going to get into stuff like that, do be mindful because as your chakras break open, it releases a lot of stuff. So, like if you think your lower three chakras, your root, your sacral, and your solar plexus, that's all about survival, home life, childhood, all of those really, really basic needs. Then you have your heart, which obviously is your heart, your throat, which is speaking the truth of what happened, your third eye, which is your intuition, and then your crown. So as those break open, it really brings up a lot of stuff. And
Okay.
Kundalini is extremely powerful. So if you're doing that and you're not prepared, it could really, before you do any real serious work like that, you need to kind of do a little bit of what we call shadow work, which is like working on issues that you have, kind of coming to terms with those, getting to a good place, getting grounded, and then going into that. Otherwise, it's kind of like breaking your toe and needing heart surgery. You don't start with the heart surgery. You fix your toe. So Kundalini is kind of like the heart surgery. So I'm not saying don't do it, but I'm saying if you're really depressed or stressed or, and you've never done it before, just start with some basic Usuri Reiki, some chakra work that way. Don't just go trying to bust everything open all at once, because you might end up an emotional wreck.
Okay, so you're saying like shadow work is what you called it before the Kundalini?
Yeah, shadow work is it's what we all do here. It's just working on our issues and stuff like that. Before you do that, though, you need to get to a place where you're confident and comfortable in yourself, feel positive about yourself, feel good about where you're at. Then you go to working on your issues. Then you can go to the deeper energy work, the chakras and all of that stuff. So start with liking yourself first. Get to a positive place where you feel fairly decent with yourself. Then kind of work on your issues. And then once you're kind of good there, then you can kind of do the other. You don't want to do it backwards. If you're depressed, you don't want to work on things that are really difficult for you, because it could make you more depressed. And nobody wants that, right?
Yeah.
That's not
That is.
And then
Go ahead.
go ahead then.
I was just going to say that is so interesting, because that term is used a lot, shadow work, a lot in neuroscience. And I kept wondering, I bet you dollars of donuts they stole it from, because that's been around forever day. So
yeah, it's just the other side of the coin. Everybody's got it. Everybody's got a side they don't really like, and it's just kind of facing that and working through it and figuring it out. We've all got them. Our shadows look different, but again, Usuri Reiki energy, if you're looking for something like that, or like, little chakra things, is fine. Just don't jump to Kundalini straight away. That's a little be prepared for that one.
I'm making notes.
It's like masks and scars. We all have it.
Yes.
Yep. Whoa, almost lost me again.
Those on camera, I'm sure we've all been in this meeting in our beds at one time.
Cosmic, you go.
Yes. Yeah. No, awesome.
Yeah.
Well, I've learned something new in this meeting. That is, do not have one of these keyboards that has this little top row, because when you hit one of those buttons, it will stop. I think this is Google, and it will start playing a tab in Internet Explorer or vice versa.
Oh, no.
Okay.
And if you won't know it, because if there's female voices on there, you think, well, Christy's just talking with a weird accent. I mean, I don't know when she started going off about people in Plato's cave, but she likes Plato's cave. That's good for her.
And I was telling Carol in my videos and my description of my videos, I have the lifeboat link, but I also Carol's link.
Thank you. I appreciate that.
Awesome.
Right on.
Oh, very good.
Thank you.
And everybody, please hit the like button.
Thank you.
Yes.
I'm reminding myself right now too.
Oh, I already will commit it. Yeah.
There we go.
Part of it, make sure for everybody's channels that you're following, it helps them so much. Hit the like button, subscribe, get all the notifications, comment in the chat, leave comments after the chat, because that does help the algorithm and it helps everybody. So anytime you're watching your favorite YouTuber's channel, make sure to do that. Share it. If it's something really amazing, shares help as well. And just so you guys know, to get monetized for any YouTuber, you need 500 subscribers and 3,000 watch hours.
Yeah.
So even if you go back and just watch old stuff, or here's what I do. I go through, I start at the top of the list, I let it play for like 30 seconds, and then I take my finger and I slide it all the way to the end, like it, and then go on. That way you're not watching like 50 million hours of content. let it play for about 30 seconds to a minute, and then just slide it across and go, and it counts.
That's a
Well,
good
and in
idea.
the comments too, I just appreciate the engagement. I appreciate,
Yeah. Yeah.
continuing on the conversations and all that good stuff.
If
Then
I'm
I shall start enticing conversations after videos.
crocheting, I will put my channel on. I'll play a video on my channel, sound off, and just put my phone down and let it run.
Yeah, there you go. You can do
Right
it.
on.
And I'm like,
And I don't know that everybody knew that.
what?
So
I didn't.
yeah.
I was having to let it play, and I was just help playing.
I usually listen to them at faster speeds if it's a really long thing, you know.
Yeah.
What?
I mean, it's
Won't hurt, and I'm not using my phone, so I might as well let my video run.
yeah.
Yeah.
Right
Well,
on.
or like I said, even if it's something that you've already seen and you just want to give some support, but yeah, go back and check out the channel, the videos that all of the channels did early on. You can see how all the channels have grown from the lifeboat to here, because we've grown. Everything looks different now than it did before.
Yeah.
You know,
Get my ugly mug every day now.
I love seeing your pretty mug.
Thank
I don't,
you.
I don't ever delete my old stuff. I may I do a topic called my battle plan when it comes to fibromyalgia. I'm going to do it again, and I may
Okay.
talk about it again, but I want people to see this is how I started. The backdrop wasn't so pretty. This didn't work out. Didn't know the audio. Didn't know the streaming service very well. I'm learning, and you can make it. You can do it, and it can be messy, but you can do it. Just start.
Okay. Right on.
Yeah.
And I want to be able to see the growth.
Yes.
You know, look back and go, oh, how far have I come since the start of it?
Yeah.
I'm going to keep it there.
Yeah. Well, and like even from meeting to meeting, from the very first few meetings to where we are now, you know, it's grown a lot.
Well, it's starting to get dark here, y'all.
Yes, Unique. They've changed it. That's correct. Yep.
Very nice.
Used to be 1,000 subscribers and 4,000 watch hours, so now 500 subscribers and 3,000 watch hours. That's awesome.
Mhm.
Well, it's starting to get dark, you guys. Can we do?
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
Let's go ahead and do it that way that you aren't doing this in the dark. So we're gonna go ahead and do a quick little box breathing and a little meditation. So we'll go ahead and we'll do 3 box breathings, and then we'll do a meditation. When I'm done with the meditation, I'll tell you to open your eyes. For the box breathing, breathe in through your nose for a count of 4, hold for a count of 4, exhale with a good sigh at the end. And let's go ahead and get going. So go ahead and shake your shoulders, give them a good roll, shake it out a little bit, get loose. Go ahead, close your eyes and drop into your heart space, whether that is putting your hand on your heart or envisioning a small version of yourself going into your heart center and sitting in all of the love. As we breathe in for our box breathing, if you have a personal mantra or something positive you want to say to yourself, say that on the inhale. And anything that no longer serves you or that you wish to get rid of, a negative thought, a negative attitude, release that on the exhale. We're going to go ahead and breathe 3 times. And breathe in through your nose. Hold. And exhale. Breathe in. Hold. And exhale. Last one, breathe in. Hold. And exhale. Take a moment to observe your breathing as your chest rises and falls. And you into the body. Make your focus start at the bottoms of your feet. Imagine all of the stress, negativity, worry that's at the bottom of your feet. Push that negativity up, clearing space for love, light, and positivity to your ankles. Collecting the negativity and stress in your body as you go, pushing it up through your knees. Now up to your belly button. Imagine the lower half of your body already feeling lighter. Taking and continuing to push the stress up to your fingertips, up to your elbows, to your heart space, your shoulders. Take a moment to just pay attention to your breathing as you feel lighter. From your shoulders, we're going to push up through your throat, clearing out all of the negative self-talk, negative thoughts, doubts that you say out loud to yourself about yourself. Pushing up through to your eyes, taking away all the stress and negativity of how you see yourself, the negative ways that you might see the world or your situation. To the top of your head, out your hair follicles, all the way to the tips and ends of your hair. Now imagine it looking like little dandelion seeds floating away in the wind. Watching all of that stress and negativity floating away, never to return. Take a moment to feel your breathing in your body and feel how light you feel. Take a deep breath in and release. One more time, a deep breath in and release. Imagine yourself stepping into a beautiful protective bubble of your favorite color. White, pink, amber. And this new, stress-free, relaxed you, completely protected in this bubble as you continue on through your day or through your evening. When you are ready, after you have said thank you to yourself for getting rid of the stress, open your eyes. How'd that feel for you guys?
Pretty good.
Did that work?
Yeah.
Good.
It's backwards. That's all I
It
think.
was backwards. It
Yeah.
was backwards. Yeah. I had to think. You notice I kind of paused for a minute. But on that note, I am going to hop out of here. You guys have a good night, and I will see you tomorrow. And don't forget, Tommy said he would join us. I'm going to send him the link, so he will be here tomorrow on our chat about people who struggle with food addictions, and all of that kind of thing. So make sure tomorrow, tell your friends, make it here, and we'll see you then.
Fantastic. Good night. Love you.
Love you.
Happy.
Good night, all. Have a good night, and I love you all. See you tomorrow.
Go watch Jeannie Robertson and laugh.
Okay.
Definitely.
And she will get you laughing. At my darkest days, when I was going through it a tough time, I put her on, and if I heard the 10 times, it would just make me laugh. I'm lady.
Perfect. I
She was
look forward to it.
Have a good night, everybody.
You too.
Good night.
Thanks for popping in.
Well, I wish I had a good joke for you. Unfortunately, I can't think of one. But now I know not to have two different browsers open at the same time.
Yes.
Or just try to figure out a way to disable this keyboard. It is interesting, though, how and I guess it's going to be this way, how our depression is our perception and how our brain can twist things. I mean, it's if you think you have perfect vision, you think you can see all this, but you're really not. What you do is you take your like left arm, you close your left eye, so you're looking at your left finger with your right eye. You take your right finger and you put it right beside it, and you keep focusing on this finger. What you do is you spread this finger out about that far, and what you'll find is there's a blind spot, and you can take it and you can wiggle your finger. Our brain thinks we see it; it fills it in. But yeah, we both have, and they're both eyes. We have blind spots.
Right.
That's just what I find that happens with depression. We tend to, our imagination fills it in, and it usually fills it in with stuff
Well,
good.
my depression's an actual physical thing.
Oh yeah, yeah. I mean,
It's there's no mindset that brings it on. It
no.
just
But once you're depressed, you will.
well, yeah, you're not going to be in good places in your mind. That's true.
Yeah, that's. But anywho, you try. No, I won't even bother. Well, I don't know. Say hi to the goats for me.
Will do.
You take care.
You too. All right. Thanks, you guys, so much. Thanks for being here. Thanks for making this community a nice, safe place where we can share anything lighthearted, heavy, anything, all the gamut. And I'm looking forward to seeing you guys tomorrow. And until then, peace, y'all.